What's up, everybody? I am Larmfolter, and I am here with the manager for St. Bubo, Mike Boyle. Now, we've never met before, so it's nice to finally have this formal introduction with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because, Simon just kind of puts these things on me, like, but he does everything social media wise. I don't know. It's weird.
It's understandable. So, how did you come across St. Bubo, and why did you decide to be a manager for him?
Well, it's actually kind of a weird story. One night I was really sick. It was like, it was deathly sick. Like, I was puking out both ends. And, I was laying in my bed just thinking about, like, damn, I wonder what they would have done in medieval times for this. So, long story short, I went to a medieval, like, antique shop down in Baltimore, and he was just kind of there, uh, kind of just standing there. He didn't really say anything, and I told him, man, I got like really bad explosive left and right. Uh, what do I do? And he put, this is the weirdest part. He put a pot over my head and smacked it with a cane, and I just felt fine afterwards.
Wow.
Like, yeah, like the ringing in my ears took away like all the post digestion. I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. You laugh, but it happened, man. I can't explain it. It's plague doctor shit. I don't know.
It's amazing he resorted to that and not leeching or something.
I mean, I don't know. Leeching is not fun. I'll attest to that.
So, for the uninitiated, what is Saint Bubo? What do they play? Where do they originate from?
Well, he doesn't really play anything. It's kind of hard to explain.
From what I understand, he doesn't even have his own equipment. He just uses all of yours.
Yeah, it kind of happens like that because I'm in another band. I use a lot of pedals, and whenever I'm playing, he kind of just shows up and says I'm on the bill now. So I just set my pedals up for him, and he goes to town, and it seems to affect people in ways that I've never seen before.
I don't know if that's adamantly assertive or if that's just plain old invasive.
Well, I mean, I would have said it was invasive if I didn't already know what happened with the left-right shitting. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I just let him do what he does.
I got it.
I book his shows for him. I let him use my equipment, and he just kind of brings his noise therapy, as he likes to call it, to you and yours.
So, you use the word noise therapy. So, is Saint Bubo trying to be a positive or negative force in this world?
Well, he's kind of neutral because he sees the negative in the world, but feels like he has to do something to help. And the only way that he feels like he can do things is just through his own technique. He researched a long time. He researched it a really long time, man. Like I can't even explain. I don't know how he's still alive, to be honest. Like I said, like he lived firsthand through the plague, and he helped a lot of people, and through that time, the noise therapy kind of took hold in research, if I'm using my words correctly.
So he's kind of like the noise Mother Teresa.
Uh no. No, I wouldn't say that. He's not trying to infect people. He's trying to help people.
Right. Mother Teresa just like crowding a bunch of sick people into small areas and letting them die.
Pretty much. In this case, it's people are coming into like small areas and dying. So I got, like, he's not opposed to euthanasia, but it's all in the matter of perspective, I guess.
Gotcha, gotcha. Understandable. So, where could it be said that Saint Bubo gets most of that inspiration from? When Saint Bubo thinks of something new to create, he's got a blank canvas in front of him. What's usually the go-to?
Um,
Or like how does he start by making noise? Is it usually goes outside, takes some kind of sample, and then brings it in and distorts it, or does he make some harsh noise through a mixer and fucks with it from there?
that's usually how it is because when he records, he does it at my house, and my neighbors fucking hate me for it now. Um, but he'll go into my room for hours and just hit the record button, record. I think what it is he's trying to capture the essence of malice and the essence of hate in this world and that he has for the world, and he's trying to put it into something that would be more of a positive for people.
Yeah, the way I always thought about it was like, we like metal. Why? Because metal is the perfect medium to express frustration and anger. And why is that? Because of the gritty, harsh nature of it. So when you take away all the instruments and everything and just leave the harsh, gritty nature, then that becomes an even more perfected medium for the transmission of rage and frustration and everything.
That's basically how I feel he tries to imitate that. He tries to personify that idea.
I gotcha. Well, one thing that I'm interested in here, we'll get to the meat of things. Here at Larmfolter, we take a look around at the world, and we notice that human beings' worth tend to be tied directly to the amount of profit that they have. So if you're not dedicating a severe portion of your life to chasing or acquiring profit, then you're essentially worthless in this day and age. So, in such an unmarketable genre as noise, why does Saint Bubo fixate on that medium so heavily when it seems like it's against the current philosophical mainstream and there's no real, not even a lot of accolades to be gotten from it?
Well, I mean, I can tell. All I can really tell you is what he tells me, and because like otherwise he'd be here telling you himself. He doesn't really like to be in a speaking format. He
God, I'd
likes
love
to.
to talk to him face to face one day.
I don't think he would. But see, I really don't think he would. So I feel like in his mind,
Is it like
as he's
exclusive? Like, do I need to have money? Like, fuck. I'm willing to pay the price.
well, I will tell you that when you meet him, your perspective on life, if it's not already shit, will be shitter.
It's okay.
So,
It's worth it.
I mean, it's kind of like going on a bad acid trip without the acid. And it's out the trip, it's just the bad part. So, so I think that because what he's told me is I mean, obviously he doesn't do it for money because he has other means for money. I can't go into that. Um, he does it because he feels like he needs some kind of outlet for, like I said, the hatred in the world that he has for the world and the things that piss him off the most in the world. He tries to put it into this so that he can make other people feel better about themselves, or even that that cure them of what ails them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
In a working of words. Now, me, I make noise as well. On a different side project. It's called Storage Unit Rot Stink, and like I can tell you personally that I do it because the median that you have control over chaos. You know what I mean? It's like it feels like you have all of this.
Like
You have all
potential.
of this. Yeah, you have all this potential right in front of you to make just nothing but chaos, and that's what the world needs sometimes, is a little chaos. Now, controlled chaos can be a bad thing, but to some people, it's relieving. You
It's
know?
kind of that same rush that like a surfer would get when he's waiting on the perfect wave. Like you're sitting in this thing that has a bunch of potential and you don't know what's going to come out of it, but you
Exactly.
can ride it kind of on your own, but it can also ride the fuck out of you. Like if you don't know how to control your noise and everything. There's like it's weird.
Except in the matter of, hold on, like, hold that thought. In the matter of noise, though, it's more along the lines of a daredevil doing a handstand on top of a 400-story building and praying to God that the wind doesn't blow one way.
Okay. I never really imagined doing noise music as sitting on that sharp of a knife's edge. I know that, but that being said, I know that like people just think like, oh, you make noise, that's got to be easy. What, you just like find some glitchy noise and just hit play, and then and there's your fucking harsh noise wall. But if you actually see like that one group that I showed you, it was like a Hoji Kaiden or something, and like yeah, there's like a bunch of different noise bands that it's not just hitting play and doing it's like a performance. It actually is moving, breathing artwork that you have to work to bring to life, and you are the only focus. If you do or don't do one thing, it can make or break kind of the whole performance.
Yeah, it's like that Samuel Beckett not I thing you showed me a while ago. It's it makes it or breaks it for the person. Like the audience doesn't really matter in that aspect, because there it's in a lot of ways of performance art, the artist is doing it for themselves, not just for a crowd of people, not just for a paycheck. Like there are people out there that want to get paid through their art, and you can understand that. But when it comes to things so abstract and like avant-garde as like noise music, or like even Samuel Beckett made money off of it, yeah, sure. But like when you get to the point where it's such a weird shift from what the mainstream deems as music, then you have appreciation for the artists that do this.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's that might have just been a jumbled mess of nothing, but it's kind of it's kind of like that. Like noise music, you can't really a lot of noise you can't really explain why it's there. There's no reason for it to be there. That's why it's kind of controlled chaos. There's a lot of chaos that you can't control.
I like that you use Not I as an example too, because the whole thing about Not I is that it's basically just a stream of consciousness and one person letting all of their like traumatization from the past just go with complete and utter disregard for whoever's listening, because it's an obvious jumbled fucking mess. But like you said, when there's no profit incentive or no rules to really make sense or whatever, you can actually zero in on certain things and see like somewhat of a method to the madness.
Exactly. And I feel like that method like I feel like that method makes it better, like, cuz sure, like that when you go into a show, like if you're playing with other bands that are more musically inclined than a noise band or something, like that there are going to people that would be walking out. But then there's the people who stay there and appreciate your art, whether they like it or not, and that's a good feeling. Like it's a good feeling to know that there are people out there who might go, not my thing, but still support what you're doing as a performance art.
Here's kind of what I've noticed is that like pop culture music is kind of like this really big thick brick that needs to be broken through, and harsh noise actually has the ability to really like wedge its way all the way up through because it's so pointy, it's harsh, it begs your attention. You can't not listen to it. But by the time it gets to the top, it's like so pointed that nobody can really touch it. So noise will never be a part of the mainstream, I think. But if that's the case, because it has that revolutionary potential of actually breaking through the surface a little bit, but still not being able to be accepted, like, do you think that noise music holds any actual like revolutionary potential to shake up the music industry, or is it just something that we just kind of periodically inject into life to just kind of shake things up a little and we don't expect it to really catch on? Like, is it just this kind of counterculture thing that's like, just fuck you, whatever, we hope it doesn't catch on? Or do we want like a noise movement that says like music doesn't mean shit anymore, it's all so overproduced and so for profit, like we're all going to get behind this? Like, do you see that happening?
I don't think music has gotten to a point where it's so profitized. I don't think there's any going back to it, unless there's some kind of like mad shift in society where like the only thing musicians are really there for anymore is just for the entertainment. Like, they don't get paid as much as like fucking Kanye West does and shit. I feel like that would humble popular musicians a lot. But do I think it needs it? Nah, I don't. I wouldn't say that it does. I think that noise music is, the point of the subgenre is that you prove to people you can make music with anything, and people can still appreciate it. Hold on, I think I divulged the fucking question. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Do you think that noise music in particular holds any revolutionary potential in its ability to break through the mainstream, or do you think that by the time it breaks through the mainstream and actually garners some attention, that most people walk away, and the people that are left over are the people that might later inject some absurdity into life, but like it's no big movement's gonna culminate out of it? Do you see like a group of noise musicians, like in the 60s there was a group of absurdists that all got together, like Dadaists and everything, and created like an absurdist movement that actually got pretty far and made like some headway in literature and everything? We were just talking about Samuel Beckett and shit. So do we see a bunch of noise artists actually breaking through into the mainstream?
Let's be honest though. Dadaism kind of went like it went mainstream, and then it became for profit.
That's because Tom Green.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, let me put it this way. I don't think there's need for an
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's a need for a movement, because I feel like noise music has already made it into the mainstream. Because like harsh noise wall, probably, I don't think anyone's blaring fucking harsh noise wall at like Hot Topic or something. But when you look at where noise kind of comes from, like, okay, those like scores in horror movies, right? Like Alien and shit. They do those little like ambient noises and like little.
You seen that thing that dude plays? It's just like a series of fucking like jagged poles, and he just like rubs a rod on it in different ways. Just like, and he'll hit it. And pung.
That's the same shit. It's the same shit. It is noise that you're making into music, and it's already made it into the mainstream because it's already being used for film scores. Not only that, let's look at where noise music would kind of come from if it wasn't for like rock and roll and stuff. Look at the White Stripes, right? Most of fucking Jack White's guitar solos has some kind of feedback, like pause to them. He'll be like, you know what I mean?
Or deliberate harshness, like he'll use really old retro amplifiers that just crank out a fuck ton of treble.
Yeah, like that fucking thing that he uses for Icky Stump, that fucking Icky Stump. Icky Stump. No, it's like that fucking like organ that he used in the beginning of that song. Like it it sounds like shit, but he makes it work with how the music goes around it. You know, he made the music around it opposed to making it just for that.
Mm.
So like I feel like noise music, at least like a hint of like some kind of influence of noise music, is already in the mainstream. It's just that harsh noise wall artists take it to that more extreme where they're trying to make that be the entire like art. You know, it's you're making art from chaos. Imagine the way I think of noise is a bunch of little pixels on a TV screen. And every single time that you flick a knob to your PlayStation 1, the fucking pixels start fuckulating. It's the same thing like when you're like plugging in a fucking big muff into a 5150 whatever the fuck and putting a microphone into it and just letting it feed back and twisting the knobs and screwing with it. It's the same thing.
I was about to say. Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, imagine a baby trying to put a fucking square hole into a circle hole. It's kind of the same thing.
I was about to say, like, we tend to, like, the more overproduced things get, I think the more we kind of like periodic interruptions of actual humanity. Like when you listen to a really overproduced pop band or something, then they finally release like some garage tapes or something, and you actually get to hear the vocalist take a breath, or you get to hear the drummer like drop a stick mid fucking song and pick up another one or something. And I think like we love those periodic injections of humanity in our overprocessed music. But what happens when you remove all that overprocessed shit and just get the pure unregulated human expression of like frustration and anger? Like I think of like, we love the sound of like hearing drumsticks like clacking in the background and like recordings and shit because it reminds us that a real drummer's there. But then my mind goes to the fucking extreme of like what's that Japanese snare drum solo noise artist that we like? It's like Ryo.
I don't remember what that was, but it's the drummer for Set Star Sept.
Yeah, like he is the complete extreme of like, yeah, I love it when like you can just hear a drummer like drop their drumsticks, and then there's Rio like falling over a table and shit.
Hacking the fuck out of it, dropping the drumstick, letting it bounce on the ground, and then punching the snare drum.
And you know, he's genuinely like wrestling with the noise. Like he's putting on a show, like he's actually, like you said, trying to control chaos. Like it's funny to watch, like it's hilarious. But when you peel through the layers, there's that whole theatrical riding the wave, like we were talking about.
Yeah, like that one guy, like the dude that did the the composition where the audience was the music.
Oh,
And
yeah. 433.
yeah, 433. It's like that is literally the best example that I can give. Excuse me, I'm gonna have a cookie, straight from the Bubo bakery. So give me, yeah. If you hear me like muffled, I apologize.
Bubo Corp, Bubo.llc.
Yeah, it's injected with plague.
The bubonimus plague.
Yes.
So, where would you say Saint Bubo gets most of the like inspiration from? Not in terms of walking out in the world and seeing what's wrong with it, but the actual like musical inspiration. Like, is it more of a Merzbow kind of thing? Is it more of like a canned type of thing, or like a bucket of piss type of thing, or?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say because he feels like, yeah, I feel like it's more humanitarian than anything, because like I said, the reason he came up with like noise therapy is because he feels like it's the only way to help people.
So it's
You
not
know?
really inspired by a band, it's inspired by each individual treatment of whoever needs the sound therapy. So depending on who needs the therapy, they could be administered harsh noise wall, or they could be administered various clackings upon metallic objects.
Exactly. I feel like it's good for the audience to also feel that because they get a sense of like rage that they can't express anywhere else. So like the fact that here, hold on, I want to pull a video up. I'll send it to you, and you can play it over your thing. I'm just gonna, I just gotta find it. Like I have seen moshing and like hardcore dancing at like noise wall shows before, and I feel like I feel like that is one of the best expressive types where it's pure agony to sit there and listen to one frequency for like 10 minutes straight, but like you're putting yourself through that agony because the world sucks, you know what I mean? And you need to feel something different. That's what it's all about, dude, is feeling something different.
It's like self-administered misery as opposed to, forced misery.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's it's optional misery.
Yeah, very true. Unless you have one of those noise performances like Saint Bubo was talking about, wherein he puts a pot over your head and actually beats you beats the pot on your head.
Well, I mean, that was more of administering a post diuretic uh, 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 stigmatism.
Understandable. Did you see that post? I think Zach from the Holloway tape shared, or maybe it was Ty from Canned. They posted this status that some noise artist left like 15 copies of their noise record in some abandoned shack.
I was reading about that earlier, dude. That was fucking awesome.
That's tight.
Yeah, it's really fucking awesome. Like, it's a fucking scavenger hunt, dude.
That's like was it there was a movie that was based off of that? Wasn't there a movie where people were trying to find some band, and the band kept leaving like a symbol of like a pink rabbit or something all around the town, and they'd keep seeing that band or something. They kept trying to chase up with it.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was though.
Yeah, it was some like romance movie or some shit. But
This is the video I'm gonna send you.
okay,
Um,
I'll insert it.
um basically, I mean, why? If you can you watch it now?
Let me see if I have the right.
I mean, like you don't have to. Like I was gonna.
Hold on, OBS just fucking froze. Well, I don't know what the hell just happened, but like everything froze up on my computer, but it managed to record the entire time that it was frozen. So that was weird. But you had a video that you wanted to send me, and I have an interest in seeing it. What is it?
Well, that is the video. It's in the Discord, but I mean, if you still want to try that, even though it like, I mean, we can still go ahead and try it again.
Well, yeah, I'm pulling it up here. I'm not gonna pull it up on my video. I'll just insert it in post or whatever. But
I was looking at around like 110 to like 125.
okay, so playing it. There's a mosh pit.
Like that dude just elbowed the fucking guy who's doing the noise. Just elbowed a dude that is moshing to his shit.
I don't know if maybe he was just trying to keep him away from the electronics or what.
Maybe. I think later on in this video, I think it was. Is this it? Hold on. Let me make sure. Cause yeah, that's it. All right. So go to 310 and just watch it from there.
Okay, 309. Oh no, no gods, no masters table. What's happening?
That is the table that their equipment is on that they're playing still, and everybody is like moving it like a fucking Ouija board table.
And it just goes unplugged and everything stops. See,
Lifting it up. See, this is the kind of chaos I'm talking about. You see how the artists are basically like, oh, whatever, this is pretty cool.
yeah, I mean, there goes his equipment just being taken off, and he's like, you know what? Yes, this is audience participation.
Exactly. I'm okay with this. They're participating in the noise. Like every one of those people that are touching that table is now grounding all of that equipment.
So you're all fucking up the grounding. You're giving me more grounding. The point is for me to have a.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be funny if once they all like grabbed the table just got like fucking 20 dBs quieter. But no, that's like the energy that I want to see. That's what gives me hope about the noise genre in general, about like its appeal to our generation in specific. Like you show this shit to old people and they're like, why are you wasting your time? But like when you see the crowds of young people that are like actually into it, you have a sense that like we all kind of share this common sense of like we're in an absurd world, so may as well just like grasp the absurdity instead of fighting it.
Exactly. When in doubt, like when in Rome, dude. When in Rome.
Exactly.
You're in a shit world. Be a shit person. It's okay.
So
I'm kidding.
let me ask you this: if the world was perfect tomorrow, there was no child hunger, there was no nothing, everything was perfect. Like somebody just snapped their fucking fingers and everything was would Saint Bubo still have a place in this world?
I feel like Simon would feel like he'd have to find something like it definitely be a change in his tone, I guess, because if there's more happiness in the world, all he has is happiness.
So now that's interesting to me because most of the time harsh noise is associated with like angst, frustration, anger, inability to properly express oneself, yada yada yada. But in that light, noise as an expression of joy. Now that's something I haven't heard of before.
Yeah, I mean that actually would be a really cool idea for a project.
Yeah, yeah, actually. I'm actually really interested in seeing if there's any artists that are like that, like somebody who's written something like
Joy noise, dude.
joy noise.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Joys.
Yes.
Joys.
Joys.
Dude, joys. Oh god.
Dude, I think we just invented our own genre.
Yeah, the noise luck club, man. The harsh noise can be like more like positive tones and shit. Like instead of it just being a harsh fucking slashing sword, it could just be a beautiful butterfly that fucking flies across your face.
But is there anything you'd like to sign off with? Is there anything coming up down the pipeline for Saint Bubo or any other related projects?
Well, Saint Bubo is working on a like kind of like a concept album, kind of, but it's not really a concept album. It's more of like a free thought kind of thing. Have you ever heard? Hold on, I need you to hold on. Let me. You might need to cut this dead air for a second because I gotta find the. I gotta find the thing, the name for it. Hold on. Okay. So to end the fucking shit right. Okay. So go on to Wikipedia
Okay.
and type in plunder phonics.
Plunderphonics, okay, is a music genre in which tracks are constructed by sampling recognizable music works. Term was coined by John Oswald. Audio piracy is a compositional prerogative.
It's like the ultimate fuck you to the music industry because you can use samples.
Oh,
But
sound collage. Okay.
yeah, it's like one of the ultimate fuck yous. So Bubo's working on a something kind of like this. It might not be a full Plunderphonics album, but it's definitely going to be like a harsh noise, like a harsh Plunderphonics kind of or something.
Okay, that's pretty cool because that I think encompasses our inability to really assess the reality that we live in that like every our what we live is so superficial and we're just being thrown like nothing but constant images in our face. So why not take those images and scatter them up, divide them up, chop them up, and make them even more of a reflection of the state that we all live in under this hell world.
Well, it's really funny that you say that too, because the way that he got the idea from it was I showed him this band. Well, it's a project called The Caretaker. Um, it's basically this guy made like an album series. Let me pull it up real quick. Um, he made an album series. Where the fuck is the name of it? Where is it? Hold on.
Kind of reminds me of like the pop art of like Andy Warhol.
Here it is. Okay. So, the Caretaker has this album that he released, but it's an album, but it's like a continuation kind of album. So he did all the tracks between 2016 and 2019. So he released all of them like separately, and it's all like a concept album. It's about a guy who, it's not even really about a guy. It's a way to experience what it's like to live with dementia.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so let me yeah, the album describes the stages of dementia, which are presented in the style of poetic tracks and big band sounds. So it's like it's a bunch of noise and stuff, like a bunch of like blissful, sometimes blissful, sometimes like really suspenseful and like anxiety inducing noises, and you get a sense of like the person that the concept is about is just losing their memory, and by the end of it, it's pretty much like gone. It's like everything is just not describable in the song, in the last song. It's really good. It's really like I'm sorry, I don't mean to ramble on about it, but I know we were trying to close it out and shit, but this got him thinking pretty hard about like some really deep shit, and he is trying to find new ways to he's trying to find new ways to express his current feelings. So listening to this album really gave him an idea of what's the word I'm looking for? Like nostalgia. You know what I mean? So I think the concept of it is probably going to be something around that.
Okay.
So we'll see how it comes out.
Yeah. I mean that whole aspect of using music as a medium to like translate feelings in general. I mean, you can do it with anything. I mean, people can translate any kind of feeling into music, and it's amazing what certain feelings sound like, or certain not even feelings, because like dementia and schizophrenia and all that kind of stuff isn't a feeling. It's a way of being, and it's weird to actually hear that, or people's interpretations of what that's like in song form.
Yeah, because it's really cool in a way. Because like I think it's like stage 3 or 4 is when it really starts to be noticeable that the protagonist of the album is like slowly losing his mind,
Hmm.
because there'll be like noises of like birds and chirping and like not footsteps and shit, but like just some ambient like really blissful shit. And then just out of nowhere in the distance you start hearing like this like old recording of like some 1920s song, and it's like and it starts like slowly coming by and then slowly fading away, because it's like he's forgetting it, but he's like, I remember this. What did I remember? It's really weird. It's like having it's one of those albums you can sit down and get really stoned to, and just close your eyes, and you'll like it's freaky too.
I mean, shit like that's like perspective building almost, I mean, opens your mind a little bit to what other things feel like.
And the fucking cherry on the top is that the protagonist, the artist, the caretaker,
Hmm.
caregiver, or whatever. He actually, at the end of it, like when he released the last song, he admitted that he revealed that the protagonist was himself, and that like he's going to end the caregiver or caretaker persona. So like the character of the caretaker is dead now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but so it's weird. It's like he doesn't have dementia and shit, or at least I don't think he does. But like he made himself into this persona in the song or something, and the protagonist is the band itself. It's weird.
It's kind of like the Gorillas or something.
Yeah, because like if the Gorillas came out with a video next year of like all the gorillas fucking falling off of a cliff and dying, then that'd be literally be the end of the Gorillas.
Hmm. Exactly.
So yeah, so he's like, I guess he was just like, I don't know where to go from here. He was building that up for what, 3 years? No, yeah, 3 years between 2016 and 2019, and like it was probably his most well received album. So
Mm.
he's probably like, I guess we'll just end it on a good note, but technically a bad note.
The best bad note possible.
Exactly.
That's like I think it was Brian Charnley did a like expose on what it's like to have, I think, schizophrenia, and made a bunch of art pieces that are pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. See, I don't know. This is the kind. If you guys are out there listening to this, um, you guys out here listening to this, if you guys are actually here for the noise music and everything, I really think you should give that album a listen to, because it's really fucking good. I don't know what else to say about it. Like, I'm not doing a review on it or anything, but like it's a really good album. You should check it out.
All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to leave our audience with? I know it's almost 3 o'clock and you got to get going soon.
Also, check out Blake Harrison's project. I forget what it's called.
Blake Harrison. Let me look that up.
The dude from Pig Destroyer, the noise guy.
Oh.
I forget what it's called. He's also the mastermind of Hatebeak.
Are you serious?
He is. He is the mastermind behind Hatebeak.
I did not know that.
I did not either until like 3 years ago. I thought you knew. I
No.
thought I told you.
You probably did, but I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, it's fine. I don't pay attention to half the things you say, AJ.
This is a tough one, working on my H.P. Lovecraft-inspired project, Tentacles of God.
Yes.
That
There's
sounds dope.
There's that, and hold on, I'm trying to remember the actual name because it's super good. I just can't remember what the fuck it's called.
Is it
I only
Zealot?
listened to it like, no, it's not Zealot. No, fuck.
Hatebeak, Zealot, Rip, and Pig Destroyer. Triac, Daybreak.
He was in Triac?
He was in fucking Triac.
Aw, what the fuck did he do in Triac?
BH, Blake Henderson, getting right into the tough questions, huh? I'm Blake. I used to be in a couple bands that some readers may have heard of, Triac and Daybreak, currently in Hatebeak, Zealot, Rip, and Pig Destroyer.
I think it was Rip. I think.
Then
I know I heard shit. God damn it. I know I heard his fucking shit. Hold on. Bandcamp. I know it.
I think that Rip is part of Zealot, so it's Zealot R.I.P.
Zealot Rip? Is that what it was?
It's
Fuck.
a mashup of Darkest Hour and Pig Destroyer.
That's weird.
That's the guitarist Mike Schleibaum from Darkest Hour.
That's really weird.
Blake
they did
Henderson, Prime Suspect?
Is that it? Prime Spot.
Oh, no, that says Blake Harrison. Oh, yeah, it's Blake Harrison, right? Not Henderson.
No, Blake Harrison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Fucking Orchid, the fucking emo, like, they're like the ones who like pioneered fucking screamo music.
Ooh.
Yeah, fucking Pig Destroyer did a split with them. I forgot about that.
Oh, I mean, I guess more power to them for wanting to do a split with a band that they like, even not giving a shit about that one's screamo and one's fucking grindcore.
True. Okay, well, I'll let you go on your way because you've tried to end this twice now.
Well, no, it's more out of regard for you. You can hang around as much as you like and talk about as much noise as you like with me.
Unfortunately, I can't right now.
Gotcha.
Well, I will come on again though because we should talk about a few more bands.
Well, here at Larmfolter, we love to bitch. So anytime you want to come on board and do so, it's a free invitation.
Yes, I will do that. So yeah, this is Mike for Saint Bubo. Everybody who supports, thank you for supporting. And Audio Warfare, Podunk Punks, and Vulgar Visuals attempt at a noise festival will be commencing hopefully in November.
It's gonna
And
be dope.
Bubo will be playing. Other than that, I got nothing.
Cool.
Fuck capitalism. Fucking all supreme justices should die. There needs to be more satanic temples around.
Agreed.
Okay.
Dope. Well, thank you, Ambassador for St. Bubo, Mike Boyle. We hope to have you again soon. And we hope that something juicy happens before our next meeting, like, I don't know, like maybe a paparazzi leak of your ball sack or something that we can talk about. Something juicy. Not that your ball sack is juicy, but like the story is juicy. I mean, I'm sure your ball sack is juicy. Well, is juicy and sweaty the same? Anyway, thank you. Come again.
Later.